You just saw what's possible when people have the desire and willingness to come together to help others. It's a source of inspiration for us at ECCF, and we hope it inspires you too. Good morning. My name is Beth Francis, and I'm President and CEO of ECCF. In my role, I'm so fortunate to work with people and organizations doing great things every single day. And I'm honored to be here with you this morning to celebrate Essex County's collective efforts to navigate these extraordinary times. The sense of teamwork and the deep bonds that have been built as a result define exactly what it means to be a community in Essex County. Our shared strength lifts people up, it empowers us to support one another in times of need, and it improves and often saves lives. The work we do together changes us and our cities and towns for the better. A major part of that strength comes from our donors. In the last year, generous people from across the county have stepped up in record numbers and with contributions of all sizes. In the wake of a global health crisis intensified by exposed racial inequities, when individual giving can sometimes feel like it's not enough for the big challenges we face, ECCF donors made an incredible impact together. We saw it in the very start of the pandemic from our own family of funds, which responded immediately and generously to Essex County's need for support. In the first 8 weeks alone, ECCF donor funds contributed more than $3 million to nonprofits on the front lines of the crisis, a 65% increase in giving over the same period the prior year. They gave because they saw the dire need for so many in our communities. They gave because of a deep sense of caring and compassion compelled them to rise together to meet this moment. At ECCF, we felt compelled to act too. And when the foundation was asked by community members from across the region to create a way in which we could respond to COVID together, we launched the Essex County COVID-19 Response Fund. And Essex County answered that call. Together, hundreds and hundreds of people just like you have given nearly $10 million to the fund, bringing hope to the thousands of families that were blindsided by loss, unemployment, food insecurity, and housing instability. We are honored that donors of all shapes and sizes, individuals, community groups, businesses, and foundations trusted ECCF with these vital resources aimed at helping our local nonprofits do what they do best: care for the most vulnerable among us. Some of those nonprofits were new to ECCF, and among the things we've learned throughout the pandemic is that there are many grassroots organizations in Essex County working hard to support those who need help the most. ECCF has also been extremely fortunate to have partnered with the Mass COVID Relief Fund for additional resources in our community. We are so grateful to First Lady Lauren Baker and the 1-8 Foundation and the statewide funders who recognized the incredible need in our local communities and supporting our efforts to help them navigate the effects of the pandemic with additional philanthropic funds. We've learned too that in the wake of a crisis, relationships really do matter. When state and federal leaders sought a way to deliver critical resources to local communities, they looked to ECCF for support. They recognized the strong connections that ECCF has worked so hard to build with our local nonprofits. We were privileged to leverage these relationships, as we did during the Greater Lawrence gas disaster, to effectively deliver state and federal resources to the Essex County communities most impacted by COVID-19. At ECCF, we treasure the opportunity to channel this additional state and federal funding to local organizations, funding that is vital to our most vulnerable communities during times of such great need. And the needs this past year were certainly immense. The COVID-19 pandemic simultaneously intensified calls for help while further straining our systems of support. Barriers to accessible food, basic necessities, housing and childcare became higher, compelling us all to dig deeper. In the wake of COVID-19 in Essex County, we've done together what we always do during crisis. We gave more and more. We raised money at our churches to support families. Our children broke open their piggy banks to help kids in need. And ECCF's donor funds delivered more charitable support to nonprofits, the true heroes of relief work. All of it, adds up to an incredible collective impact. We are rising together. In every city and in every town from across every corner of Essex County, individuals, businesses, organizations, and communities are finding ways to collectively do more. And we are honored today to share some of their stories with you.